Excellent. So, this is Ahmed, and this is another episode of the Breakout podcast here at the School of Advanced Studies, SAS, in Tumen. And today I have Daniil. Yeah, so he is one of our students. And not only that, Daniil is doing right now experimental music and performs in some of our events as sometimes, and also he will talk about that a lot. Yeah, so thanks so much, Daniil, for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So as far as I understood is that we are going to be discussing today approaches to creative processes, and you told me that we are going to be discussing two approaches, the architecture one and the gardening one. So what is that?
Okay, so there is this guy, and he had an interview recently, but I don't remember his name. So he contemplates the difference between architecture approach to a creative process and the gardening. So architecture is when you have already a plan in your head and you come to creating something with each step already planned, and you know what your object will look like at the end, and at the beginning you know each of the steps. But in case with the gardening, when you start to create something, you just only need to plant a seed, and then it depends only on your persistence how much you water it. And this is all what you have to do. You just have to water it and it will grow somehow. So, and the beauty of this gardening method, I use it a lot because I don't know, it's just more fun to me, because when you use a gardening method, you can predict what will happen next, what will grow out of that seed, and it allows mistakes to happen, because when you have already everything planned, there is nothing really that can surprise you, because you already you know everything in advance. But with the gardening method, there can be mistakes, and probably happy mistakes, that can change the way of your the way of creating your object. And yeah, so it's simply always transforming and transitioning to something new and else.
Oh wow. Yeah, so at the beginning, for example, the seed that you are having, right? In is it an idea? Is it the beginning of like a hymn? So for example, there is something in your mind. What is that? So my question is simply about the shape of this seed, all right, that you are growing.
Well, I think it's just I'm not sure, like this guy didn't talk about it, but as I can imagine, it's like just you have some feelings or emotions, or I don't know, you might be inspired by something. It's just something. It's just some kind of entity, artistic entity, or whatever entity. You just put it, and metaphorically you just water it. I don't know.
I see. And by the way, I forgot to say that we will be playing a lot of music. It will be in the background, but all of the music that you will be hearing today, or you will be simply listening to today, is done by Daniil. We will see. I don't know. We actually haven't yet discussed what is going to be played. But yeah. Anyway, also let us know what do you think about the music in comments, or maybe you can write Daniil yourself. But anyway, so. But about you said that you would like the gardening approach, right? You would like to simply grow the thing yourself. But why do you like it? I mean, what is good in it, or what is maybe not so good about it that you actually prefer this approach?
Well, this approach, it allows you kind of embrace the failure, because every time you do a mistake, it kind of shows you that failure is not something that is bad. And with the architecture method, failure makes you kind of not depressed, but you feel like you're not good enough at what you're doing, and you stop questioning yourself, like your skills. So this gardening method, it allows to embrace the failure, and this embracing the failure, it's not only regarding the music, but it can also be in other spheres of my life. For example, it just has an effect on an overall effect on my life, not only music.
I see. All right. Oh wow. Okay, so it also can. I see right now how the music can affect you personally, right? But this is you as a one who is actually composing the thing. How can then? Okay, so I will hear something that you recently, for example, created, composed, published somewhere, and then I will listen to it. And will I feel the exact same? I mean, will I feel the experience that you had, the process? Will I feel this kind of mistakes that you did, and you embraced it by creating something beautiful as music track?
Well, what I can say for sure, you won't hear the mistakes, because like it's something that you have to put away. I mean, it just changes the way the final result will sound, but probably you will be able to experience what I experienced, but only if I will tell you like a brief story of everything, like or you will get the experience if you will be like there next to me writing it with me. So because it's not like it's not an experience that everyone can share, but only those who may find it somehow familiar. But it's simply, first of all, I do it for myself to have this experience because it gives me a lot of pleasure. And so while I do this, I have pleasure, and then I think, well, maybe I can share it on the internet. Maybe someone will like see something familiar to them and say, wow.
I see. And actually, when did you start? Performing.
Well, performing
or let's say learning. Let's start from the story. Actually, I'm really interested in the story. Is that when did you decide that I will actually learn how to compose music or how to play experimental music? All right. When did it start? How did it go? All of that, the story behind you coming then back to the university, and then you will be like, I can actually do something in public. And we did this in the summer school, and it was amazing, right? So, what is the back? what is the backstory here?
Well, it's a bit crazy, chaotic, but I'll try. So, when I was about 14 years old, I used to listen a lot of pop music. And then something shifted in my head, and I started listening to a post-punk and like something about rock. Then after that, I moved to a post-wave, something like cold wave, something really dark and like scary. After that, I moved to funk. I don't know how, but yeah. After that, I moved to ambient and electronic music. And at probably 2 years ago, I stumbled upon such an amazing artist as Arka. Firstly, when she has this a single track. It's one track, but it's 1 hour long. And I was like, no way, it's something crazy. Like I can listen to this. Like, and then after about 2 months passed, and I hear that she released an album, and I was like, oh, let me check it. I checked it, and then I realized that it is the same person whose song, this was like an hour-long song. I was like, is it the same person? And then I came back to that 1 hour-long song. I listened from the beginning to end. I was like, a masterpiece. Literally a masterpiece. I was literally listening it 3 times a day, I don't know, for a month or something. And at that time I was like, how can you mix, like, I was literally speechless, and I was like, I want to do like the same things. So I listen to the music, I don't have to understand anything, I just feel everything through the music. Like the words are spoken to me through the music, and I was like, I want to do the same, and I feel like I can. And at that time I was drawing sometimes, and I felt for quite a long time that drawing missed something that I need. Like there is some kind of an obstacle that doesn't give me to express myself fully. And then I was like, okay, let's move to the music, let's try music. And then I tried music. And so it wasn't that I was like trying to teach myself how to write music or something. I just had a software, I just opened it, and then I was like, what does this button do? Okay, I see. And I learned from mistakes. Wow. Yeah, and so yeah, I didn't watch any kind of videos that would teach me. It was just, it's again the beauty of it that you find out everything by yourself. So yeah, this is how I do music for like now. I simply just, I don't know, try something new and experiment with everything that I have, all the tools.
Wow, that's actually very interesting. And the thing is that about this, the story of you moving from a genre to another, I mean, your preferences and all of that, and I think everybody that has the same experience. I mean, people do not simply focus on a genre for their entire life. But it's very interesting about this 1 hour long track, is because this reminds me of some of these classic, well, we call them right now classic tracks. I mean, they are Egyptian tracks done by an amazing, a legend, two amazing. One singer, actually, the second one is also a singer, but he's a songwriter and also a composer. Their name is Kulthum, and the other one, the songwriter, is Muhammad Abdul Wahab, and they did 1 hour long tracks back in the 40s, 50s, and look, any person, any person who lives in Egypt or speaks Arabic, Arabic speakers, they always say, no, I cannot hear 1 hour track. Are you serious? Yeah, I cannot. What is this? It's terrible. But I think it's a phase when you are young, is that you do not want to hear such a thing. But then later, you become a fan of these tracks, and you feel so much the music and all of that. The different part, the different thing here between, our experiences is that, I did not start performing or even composing any music or creating anything, but you did, right? And that's something very nice. And also, I'm actually interested also about this drawing thing. You said that you wanted to draw, right?
Yeah, and I was drawing.
Yes, you were drawing, but you said that it wasn't enough.
Yeah, I just had the feeling that something is missing in here. There is not really like spice. It's not that juicy that it can be. Let me put it that way.
I see. But actually, this comes as another question, right? And I'm really interested to see what you're gonna say. To hear what you're gonna say about that. Is that, do you think that maybe music, creating music, doing music, performing it afterwards, people hear it, and so on and so forth, can be of a much better approach to display or to show yourself, to portray your feelings and to express who you are, than drawing? Maybe, in your experience, I'm not speaking about everybody, but you yourself said that there is something about music that maybe added something more. Because here, I don't think that it is just a supplementary thing, right? It's just because here the music had even more things. So what do you think actually, what is more in music than in drawing?
Yeah, so music is totally like more convenient for me for portraying myself, and as you said, I think it is because when you draw something, you put your part of your imagination on paper and you show it to people. They're like, oh, okay, I see, and that's simply it. But with the music, you can create a song, not even a song, just a sound even. And this sound, it can't even be 2 seconds long, but it can make someone feel something special, and it can make you draw pictures in your head. Like, I don't really like give you the final like a picture or a final story of what I want to say or share with you by this sound or music, but I give you like a base on which you can create your own images of what I am trying to tell you, and they will be relevant because I give you the base on which you will do that. So it can be misinterpreted, but yeah. So this is why I think music is better than drawing for me.
Yeah, I see. Well, wow, that's actually very interesting because I haven't thought about it from that perspective before. Is that I tried before actually to do creative thing. Is that I also, of course, I try. Everybody tried to draw at a certain point in their lives, right? But I actually tried to play music. I even bought for myself a kalimba. Do you know it? Yeah. And I tried for about 3 months. Learning on YouTube and doing these self-study things about, okay, so I need to do that in order to do this and in order this sound and all of that. Also how to adjust the chords and so on and so forth. And I even was, because I was watching a lot of TV shows back at this time. I was even trying to learn how to do Game of Thrones theme. It was really crazy, but at a certain point I stopped. I don't know, because I actually right now when I'm thinking about it, every time I think about it, I'm like, why did I stop? Actually, I still have the time, I still have the thing, the kalimba itself, but I didn't do it, but I don't do anything with it. But so the discipline that comes actually with learning or even doing the music is such, I don't know. I mean, it's very hard for me. Was it hard for you at the same time, or how did you even overcome such a thing? The discipline of learning, sitting down. I will do that. I will try to do this. I will not give up. I will simply not stop.
Well, I didn't have to overcome it because it was never like something hard to me, because it's pleasure. It's enjoyable. Yeah. So I didn't have to overcome. It's like, I don't know, a meditation. When I am stressed or something, I can just sit on my with my laptop and play some music. And even when I'm like need to calm down and like really need to calm down, I can play really hard, like, and loud and noisy and crazy sounds instead of something calm and like peaceful, and it will calm me down even more than like something calm like regarding sounds.
I see. Okay, but how about your friends, by the way? What do your friends say about? Yeah, so you have got your best friend is your roommate at the same time, right? Mm-hmm. So and you have got this best friend or these best friends. Mm-hmm. They also from your hometown, yeah, right? So they know you for such a long time. Yeah. When they listen to your music, what do they say?
Well, they actually don't listen to my music that much because I don't post it that much, but sometimes I can share with them, and only I'm selective about what I want to play to them, of course, because I don't want to drive them crazy. But well, at the beginning it was like wow, impressive, like you did that, like wow. But even though it sounded like not good, they were like, okay, I mean, they were like impressive, yeah. Like that you started and then you can do this, like wow, how you like choose the sounds and all that stuff. But with time I was like developing my skills, and now when I play something to them, still they might say, turn that off. Turn that off. No, don't ruin the vibe.
It's no longer impressive.
Yeah. But sometimes when I play some songs, it happened recently. Firstly, I described what like I see by this song, like what vision comes to my head when I play this song. When I hear it, I told it to my friend, and then I played it to her, and she was like, "You are genius. You're right." I was like, Thank you. So yeah, sometimes something like this happens, and sometimes they just like.
Oh yeah, they can't, right? So, and how do you deal with that? How do you, for example, improve then the track, or do you actually you don't care about their opinion because they don't understand what are you doing?
It sounded rude but true at the same time. Yeah, so it's not like I don't care, but it's just that I understand that this track is simply too personal. Like
Yes.
like for me, so they cannot relate to the same experience that I try to express.
That's a very interesting about this. How do you relate to a track or an experience, right? Because yeah, it might be too personal, and then you think about okay, so how then, for example, all of these songs that that we are listening to every day, all right, or this music or that music or whatever, all right. How do we feel that we simply a part of, right? We talked about this with actually with Nastia the other day about being part of something, right? And also in this regard is that you are saying that even your friends, I mean your best friends, right, cannot sometimes they cannot become part of your experience, and then they say like, oh my god, I cannot hear that, it's terrible. I'm just thinking this, right? I'm just thinking out loud about this whole process, right? And it seems that there is too much of things going on at the same time on how people listen to music, even if it's done by people that we know. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud in this. I mean, in this.
Yeah, but I can say something here. When like even though we are very close, and but I have something like really personal to me, when I share with it, they like don't understand it. But it happens with me too when they play like a song, not that they wrote, but just a song, like pop song, and they would be like, this song is associated with for me with that period of time, for example, and at that period of time I had la 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 la, and so then I hear like, okay, I see, but I don't care because I'm not really into.
I see. Wow. Yeah, that's actually all right. Yeah, right now, actually, for example, I listen to some of the classic music, but also I listen to a lot of film tracks. I love film scores, seriously, so much. The ones that I listen to a lot right now is Time, Interstellar. I don't know why, I just like it so much. This tin 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 tin.
Don't know what you're talking about.
So I really like it so much. I listen also to I was watching this show that it was about the assassination of Versace. I don't remember the name of the show anyway, but there was Adagio with G minor, and I don't understand why. I just like it right now. Every time I write emails or I just listen to it. I don't know, I feel like I'm in a drama kind of situation. Okay, I will listen to that. And right now I do that. I don't know why I stopped listening to songs, I mean with lyrics, and I just like right now listening to film scores. So yeah, and I feel every time I do like, I mean, I do resonate with what you are saying right now, is that I feel like this reminds me of a certain period, of a certain experience, situation, and so on and so forth. And yeah, but sometimes I just feel like I'm too much in my head, in my own head, because of music, and trying to immerse me in a different situation than the one that I'm dealing with right now. So yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, do you? Yeah. So
Is it like bad for you or not?
no,
like,
I'm not
does it
saying
harm?
no. I actually like it so much. I like it so much that I can, for example, for this 7, 10, I don't know, 15 minutes when the track is playing, right? I can be very focused and immersed in the moment. And because of these film scores, before that, for example, when I listen to a song that with lyrics, all right, whatever singer is singing, I always just something in the background, all right. I mean, I don't bother with it. I don't do anything. Just in the background. I don't care about it. But this time when I'm listening only to film scores and I'm listening to these tracks or something like that, I feel like I'm too much in the moment. Seriously, I don't know why. I just like it so much. All right, I'm not saying that it's bad at all. I just really like it so much is that it helped me to become like when if I'm looking at this bottle, for example, right now, I'm only looking at this bottle, right, because of the music. So I don't know. Maybe it's not big. I don't know. It's just because of the music, I think.
Yeah, and this is what I wanted to mention but forgot. But this when you become attached to some kind of music that reminds you of some kind of period, it's being like perpetuated, like your life, something, a part of your life becomes perpetuated in the song. Like this song is like everlasting, like someone wrote it and like it's on the internet like forever, and so the part of your life is like storage in there, but by you personally in that song. And this is what I find beautiful in like what I do, because I can literally create my own pieces that I can put like out in a storage. So this is not that I like take a song and attach my memory or a period of time to this song, but I create it from scratch. This I like watch out for the details that I can put, so when I listen to it I remember everything as vividly as possible. So
Wow, actually, yeah. So, yeah, but it's here that you are actually the creator of the thing, right? But yeah, now in my case, I'm the perceiver of it. Or I'm the recipient. I'm the one who experienced the whole thing. Do you think that maybe, I don't know, is there any difference actually between the person who the experience of the person who creates the music and the person who just wasn't involved in that at all and just listens to it?
well, that's actually a hard question. I haven't thought about it, but I think yeah, there should be one. I just feel like there should be one.
I mean, do you feel like when you create a piece of music, all right, and then you let people, you put it out there, all right, on the internet or somewhere, okay, and then you listen to it again, okay? Do you listen to it as just, I mean, a person who experiences this music, or also you listen to it with having in mind that I am the one who created that? Maybe I will look at it from a critical view, point of view.
Yeah, I can switch between these two modes, and so yeah, and
You can do that.
yeah.
Yeah, so you can just simply, I don't know, like, okay, no problem.
Yeah, and I just probably came up with the answer for your question. Like, what? Can you repeat your question?
about this, the difference between the creator
Yeah, so I think it will be different because when the creator creates the song, okay, he or she, I don't know, this person has imagination, like original one. It's like the origin of this sound. They have it in their head, and when someone like just a listener, I doubt that they can like repeat the image of a writer in absolutely the same manner as. I get confused. But
as simply the one who's
Yeah.
listening to it. I see. My last question and the one that I'm really interested in is, have you ever forgotten that you created a piece of music and then when it is played back to you, you are like, who did that?
all the time.
Really?
Yeah, we have that practice with my friends in the dorm. When we are bored, I would like close my eyes. I would open the folder with all my tracks, and I would tell them like, pick anyone, any song you want, and like so I don't see it, and just like play it out loud, and I will try to guess the name of it. And when they choose, they always choose, I don't know, the most crazy songs that I've forgotten about. And when the song is being played, I was like, what was I going through when I was writing this? I was like, yeah, so only this.
That's actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you don't have to play the role of, or simply to switch between two modes, because in this regard, you're just having one mode. That's amazing. All right. So actually, that's it for today. By the way, Daniil is the one who did for us the music that you listen to, and the intro. So thanks so much actually for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Amazing. And so that was our discussion for today, our talk with Daniil. If you have any questions, please, you can simply write to him directly. But also, if you like our episodes and what we talk about, please tune in every Friday. We are having new episode. And also subscribe, like, or simply, if you have also any suggestions, just write to us. We'll be happy to listen to your suggestions. So this was Ahmed and Danil, and this was the Breakout. See you.